Okay, so many of you have been wanting me to go back to the flippy book uh, rather than the talks that I've been doing, and I'm sort of torn though. I'm trying to come up with a way to integrate the questions that have come in. That particular want to go back to a flippy book story, and the things that I'm actually experiencing, and I think I've got an integration here. Um, the thing that's been happening most recently is I have been waking up in the non-physical in bed with my ex. I don't tend to relay those ones. When I have a real interesting, fun, sort of out there experience in the non-physical, I'll relay that story. But the other ones, it's more an integration of the experience myself and the upliftment that occurred as a result, and me sort of relaying that in terms of what other people are interested in, and questions and requests. But there are questions coming in, not really questions, but just people sharing their experience with Kundalini and the heightened sexual energy situation, and just sort of, I guess, them wondering how I handle this. What works for me. It really is insane, just really intense. It's been one of it. No, it has been the most challenging situation for me thus far to date, both on the waking side of reality and the dream, non-physical side of reality. What's worked for me on the physical side, well, I'll just say when I started feeling the energy, when I first started feeling it, when it first started coursing through my body, just highlighting the pelvic floor, working through the legs. This was painful. This was painful. To the point where you need to put something in your mouth and scream, painful, I eventually learned that having clothes on my body was part of the problem. And so that was sort of a challenge in itself, because with a low body temperature and low blood pressure, I got very cold at night. And so I sort of found myself at the store looking for, some shorts instead of pants to wear to bed. And then, the camisoles instead of a t-shirt. And, then it was to the point where I couldn't have anything on. And so I just generally learned that sleeping in the bath was the thing to do. Now, this helped huge, and I can't tell you why it helped, but it did. There may just be something in the synthetics of clothes that, as the energy comes through, just causes interference. And so that helped. From there was a further manifestation of the expression of the energy for me, and it wasn't enough just to sleep all natural. I actually had to be up and moving about, naked as a jaybird. That had a further manifestation of actually having to be outside naked. And this has a lot to do with, also when I'm transitioning into the non-physical, that desire to be naked. it is what I'm learning to be a manifestation of the Kundalini energy, you know, as it expresses through me in this way. So, you know, during the nights when I can't sleep, when the K has me wide awake and up, I just step out into the backyard and walk around, maybe prune the garden, do some yoga, totally naked. I hope Google Earth doesn't get my backyard. I think it only gets the front, not that anybody has my address. But so this is as far as the energy ever needed to manifest with me in the physical. Now, in the non-physical, it can manifest in a variety of ways. I've mentioned already me manifesting the men into my arms in what seemed to be my physical reality, and you know, astral sex, just non-physical sex. And so when it comes to any further expression of things, it's very clear that my preference is for that to take place in the non-physical, which may end up coming through into this reality for me as well. As I've also mentioned, this reality for me is becoming increasingly more non-physical, which allows more to actually occur here for me. It doesn't always express in the traditional sexual way. There's many ways to share energy with people. And so, for instance, you know, about a week ago, and this comes into the wild physical body phenomena. So when you transition from a wake state into a non-physical environment, you'll feel what I've coined wild physical body phenomena. One of these phenomena is a surge of energy, a pulse of energy that comes on rhythmically, slowly, and intensifies until there's enough energy to break your consciousness through into the non-physical. And pay attention to these, because even the general energy sensations have specific situational transfer values, meaning every sensation that I feel through my body is also an actual detailed specific situation happening. I'm going to give you an example now. So one morning, about a week ago, I woke up into the, you know, the energy surge, you know, that precedes the phasing into the non-physical. And in the middle of it, I was able to come through visually into the void. Now, those of you who deeply experience the void will know what I mean. Even though there's 3D blackness, it's still a visual environment. And within here, I remote viewed a specific situation that was actually occurring. I'm having a hard time relaying that aspect of it. But anyway, in my physical body, an energy body, I'm feeling this energy surge. And then also remote viewing a specific environment, a specific location in which I'm with my friend Eric, and a sort of Shakti pot was occurring. He was kneeling down, and I was kneeling just above him. I had my right hand at the back of his head, and my left hand high on his shoulders near the neck. And the energy was surging and pulsing through me and into him. And he was letting me know that he felt it and that it was nice. I was asking if it was too much. He says no. And the event just continued. And this was about a 10-minute experience of a sharing of energy that was a literal energy sensation that I was aware of in my body that actually had a transfer value experience that was also simultaneously occurring. And so, you know, those of you who experience the energy sensations in your body, you'll know what I mean. You know, they're very detailed, and you've probably gotten very good at writing them down and expressing what they are, but you may or may not have broken into the visual awareness of the event that's sort of, I'll say, physically taking place. So for instance, I can be aware of that energy surge, but I'm not necessarily aware of myself being in a non-physical environment and something very specific taking place. But it's all occurring, and we can be aware of it all.